Princess Leonor's 2025 wedding, the most lavished ceremony coming soon. They told us royal weddings were predictable. They told us we had seen it all before. But what if I told you that nothing, absolutely nothing, compares to what is about to unfold in Spain? What if I told you that Princess Leonor's wedding is not just another royal union, but the kind of ceremony that will redefine modern monarchy itself? And what if the secrets being whispered behind palace walls reveal a love story far more complicated, far more dramatic, and far more powerful than anyone dares to imagine? This is not just a wedding. This is the making of history. From the very first moment the world learned of Leonor's engagement, one truth became undeniable: 2025 would belong to her. Newspapers splashed her name across headlines. Royal watchers held their breath. And families, both in Spain and abroad, began preparing for the spectacle that is now being called the most lavish royal wedding in modern times. But what makes this wedding so different? Why is the anticipation unlike anything we've ever seen before? To answer this, we must journey back to the heart of Leonor's story, a tale of duty, love, and the heavy weight of a crown she was born to carry. Leonor is not just any bride. She is Spain's future queen. And every step she takes, every smile, every silence, carries the weight of centuries. But love changes everything. Love disrupts, transforms, and sometimes even heals. And now, in the union of Leonor and Christian, two powerful royal houses are colliding, blending traditions, cultures, and expectations in a way no one can fully control. The ceremony itself is already being planned as a display of unimaginable grandeur. Whispers from inside the palace describe gilded halls dressed with the rarest flowers, orchestras rehearsing symphonies written exclusively for the day, and designers from across Europe competing to create the gown that will define a generation. This will not just be a wedding, it will be a declaration of Spain's pride, Denmark's joy, and Europe's fascination with a monarchy that refuses to fade away. Yet behind the beauty lies tension. Not everyone approves. Not every royal voice is aligned. For every smile in public, there are questions whispered in private. Is Leonor too young? Is Christian the right choice? Will the union strengthen dynasties or divide them further? These are the questions shaping the drama that will soon play out before the entire world. Consider the guest list alone. Kings, queens, presidents, dignitaries, celebrities, all expected to converge in Madrid. The scale rivals anything we've seen since the grand royal weddings of the 20th century. And yet, this is not merely about glittering crowns or diamond tiaras. It is about legacy. It is about a young woman stepping fully into her destiny. But here lies the deeper curiosity: what secrets remain untold? What traditions will Leonor honor, and which will she break? What private choices has she made that the palace will never willingly admit? For every official detail released, there are a dozen left unsaid. And it is in those silences, those gaps, that the true story lives. This wedding is not just about love. It is about politics. It is about power. It is about the weight of a crown pressing down on the shoulders of a young woman who dares to embrace joy in spite of it all. And perhaps that is what makes this moment so stunning. For all the wealth, all the jewels, all the pomp and ceremony, at the center of it stands Leonor, a daughter, a sister, a bride, and a future queen. A young woman torn between tradition and modernity, between her heart and her duty. And as the world prepares to watch, we are not just witnessing vows. We are witnessing history itself bend around her. The road to the altar will not be simple. There will be disagreements, dramatic negotiations, last-minute surprises. Already, reports suggest rival factions within the palace debating every detail: who sits where, who walks first, who gets the privilege of speaking during the ceremony. Every choice carries meaning. Every decision could spark controversy. And yet, despite it all, the grandeur moves forward. Imagine the day itself. The cathedral doors opening. The sound of bells ringing across Madrid. Streets lined with thousands, their cheers echoing through history. Leonor stepping out in her gown, a symbol not just of beauty but of strength, of tradition, of transformation. Christian waiting at the altar, not merely as a groom but as a partner in history. The vows spoken not just to each other, but to entire nations watching, hoping, even doubting. And after the ceremony, the reception, a feast unlike any other. Tables stretching as far as the eye can see. the rarest wines poured, the grandest halls filled with laughter, music, and celebration. But even in that joy, whispers will remain. What will this marriage mean for Spain's monarchy? What future lies ahead for the crown? One thing is certain. This is not simply a wedding. It is a turning point. And the world will not forget it. Because when Princess Leonor walks down that aisle in 2025, she is not just a bride. She is the heartbeat of a nation. The hope of a dynasty. The spark of a new era. And no matter what unfolds, whether in love, in politics, or in power, the echoes of that day will resonate for generations. This is not just another royal wedding. This is the most lavished ceremony the modern world has ever seen. And it is coming soon.